Hi everyone, welcome to the Cherry Heart podcast. I am Sandra and we're on episode 51 and this is a crafty crochet knitting sewing podcast coming to you from Bedfordshire in the UK on a beautiful hot summer's day. You can find the show notes for this podcast on my blog cherryheart.co.uk and I'll pop the link in the down bar below. You can find me on the web as Cherry Heart and on Instagram as Sandra Cherry HRT. So welcome to returning viewers, or to new viewers I suppose I should say, and welcome back to returning viewers. It's good to see you again and thanks for checking me out if you are new. How are you? How have you been? I've been good. Kind of busy, feel a bit sort of out of the loop at the moment. I didn't post a blog or anything last week and yeah, it's all seeming a little bit hectic. I think hopefully we're getting to the end of it now. Got a lot of end of term, starting a new school, sort of next term things going on and a few sort of commissions and things going on, so it sort of feels a bit crazy at the moment. Lots of sort of family things going on as well, so yeah, busy, but I think we're sort of coming to the end of it with the end of July, sort of the end of all the sort of really, hopefully the worst of the busyness, and then we can just have a nice relaxing holiday. So yes, this is kind of my last podcast before the school holidays, so yeah, it's kind of wrapping it up and closing things down just for a little bit while we're on the holes, and yeah, I guess I'll be a while before I see you again. It'll probably be September, I suppose, but anyway. The point being is I've got other things on, so I haven't got a massive amount to show you, so it might be a slightly shorter episode, but we'll see how we go. That might not be a bad thing because, like I say, it's a lovely hot day here, but it does mean the little house, my little crafty house, does get quite toasty. Yeah. So we'll crack on, shall we? First of all, I normally show you what I've done, and I don't think I've actually got a finished object as such to show you, which is rather unusual. But I'll show you an almost finished object. So this isn't almost done. So this is my shawl that I started working on. I think I showed you this last time, but I can't remember because I have no brain. As you can see, haven't woven in the ends yet, and this is going to have some tassely goodness on, and I haven't done those yet, as you see, but I have done the main sort of bulk of the shawl and I kind of love it. I've got incoherent, that's what I've got. Yeah, so two different yarns, let's say that first. So the white is the Stranded Dye Works yarn, so that's by Amy, and that's in her Razor colourway, and as you can see it's lovely sort of creamy white and it's just got little touches of sort of grey in it. And then these stripes are a little gradient mini set that I got from Easy Knits, so that's John from Easy Knits. And this one was called Yum on Nougat. Yeah, so I only put 4 in, there were 5, it was a pack of 5 20-gram minis, so 100 grams altogether, but I decided not to go for the very darkest one. So that's the sort of 4th one, there was one slightly darker. But to be honest, I think my favourites are these sort of the more subtle ones, so I didn't want it to look too I don't know, I just didn't want it to overwhelm the whole thing, but I think because the darker bits will be, oh gosh, wearing shawls in this is not good, will be sort of behind. Obviously this isn't blocked or anything, so you're not getting the full effect, but you see what I mean, the sort of more subtle bits are the bits that you'll see, so I think that'll be quite nice. Ugh, get it off. Yes, so I've done that, and once I'd got sort of the half of it done, I'd got past the little point and I saw how it was looking and I was like, yes, I like it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't entirely convinced on the stitch pattern. I wasn't entirely convinced on my yarn. I wasn't entirely convinced about the sort of mixing the stripes in. But then as I got through, I suddenly decided I really loved it. So that's good, isn't it? That's fortunate. So yeah, I had a little ponder on the board. I wasn't quite sure what to do with that, but I went for something quite simple in the end, to sort of mimic the, you know, kind of shells in the pattern. Just a little sort of scallopy thing. It's quite hard to see, isn't it, when it's all unblocked. And then yes, so I'm going to have a tassel at either end and in the middle, I think. I was pondering the idea of having more of a fringe effect, but I think this one will look better with just the 3, because I have got another design idea I like, which I think will look better with more. So I might save the more tassel-y effect for the other one. Not that I want to wear any shawls at the moment, because it's too warm. But yeah, so this one I'm going to call, because of this stitch pattern, I've decided that it kind of looks sort of honeycomby. What do you think? Can you see it? Does it look kind of honeycomby if you squint your eyes a bit? And there is a lovely, I was looking up different types of honey, I think it was. And there was a honey that it said was beautifully white, beautifully pale and almost white, called linden. So I'm going to call it my Linden Bee Shawl, because I think it sort of has a honeycomb type effect, and it would be a nice white pale honey. Yeah, so that's that. I might put the tassels on and pop a picture in or something. Maybe. Or perhaps I'll put one in the show notes. I don't know, we'll see. For some reason I did the border a little while ago, but I haven't actually bothered to make the tassels yet. I've been distracted. So yeah, that's my almost done. And then my other almost done, I don't know whether to do this now or later. Let's do it now. So this kind of is my only goodies as well, incoming goodies. Haven't really got anything to share on that front. It will be Fibre East soon. Soon, it's this weekend, isn't it? Isn't it? No, next weekend. Oh, I'm getting confused. Yeah, so it's at the end of July, the last weekend in July. So is that the 28th or 29th, something like that? Yeah, anyway. So that's a huge yarn festival and it's quite near me. So me and Sam from Betsy Makes, my little yarny friend, we should be going along to that. Yeah, so I've kind of been... There's no point buying something when you're just about to go to a yarn festival. That's what I was thinking. Oh, I have got another done thing. I'll come back to it. Yeah, so anyway, my kind of incoming goodies and vaguely other thing that I've done is with this lovely yarn. I was contacted by Three Bears Yarn, who I've been aware of for a little while, and said, would I like to try some of their yarn? So I was like, oh, yes, please. So they gave me 3 different lots to try. The first one was this one, which is 100% blue-faced Leicester. These are all made spun using sheep. Well, not necessarily sheep because I've got cotton. This is from sheep from the UK and spun in the UK, so it's a UK company. These ones are, well, it does say English fine cottons though. Oh, spun by English fine cottons. I was going to say I don't think you can grow cotton here really. Look at those colours. So this one's Passion. That's 100% cotton. Yes, and then the third one is this one. I haven't got the label on this one, but Affection it's called. This is another 100% cotton, and this is an Aran weight one. So they sent me lots of lovely pretty pinks. So I've been having a little play around with the yarns is the point. I keep pausing because of the noise. I might have to shut the door, but then I think I might explode. We'll see. So first up is this one. So this is the Affection, 100% Aran cotton yarn. and you get 50 grams, and there's 85 meters in 50 grams, so it's made in the UK. And I just made a few motifs up to sort of test them out. So I made a couple of little flowery ones in this yarn. So the colours, as you can see, are really bright and beautiful. There's quite a nice colour range as well. I think there's about 30 colours in each of the cotton. There might be 30 in the wool as well, I can't remember. But yeah, there's about 30 colours in each of the cotton. And I think you can sort of see the stitch definition on those is pretty awesome. There's quite a tight twist on this for a cotton. So it didn't split at all. Didn't have any problems getting my hook through or doing anything like that. So there's no splitting because it's got quite a high twist. But I do think it makes it a little bit more sturdier because of the high twist on the cotton, or relatively high twist. So I think it'd be really good for bags and things actually, because it's quite sort of robust. Really good for like the string bags and things, but yeah, so that one's really nice. Love the colours, love the stitch definition, and yeah, love no snagging on the hook, so that's a good thing. So then there was this one. So this is the Passion. This is a double knit cotton, and this one is 125 meters for 50 grams. And this is the one I thought this was a bit strange. So it's a double knit cotton, but it recommends a 3mm. Well, a 3mm needle. It doesn't specify different for hook, but I would have said that was quite small for a double knit. I actually used a 3.5 because I couldn't find my 3. Oh, look at that. I love that motif. I love how that looks in that motif. Again, see that fabulous stitch definition. And again, I didn't have any problems with, splitting. This has got quite a good twist on it as well, this yarn. So yeah, I think I prefer this one slightly better. This is more of a matte, sort of unmercerised cotton. And this isn't mercerised, I don't believe. Does it say? I don't know, maybe just Supima cotton it calls it. Maybe that just means something of itself and I don't know. Anyway, it's just got more of a sort of sheen to it. I think you can see it's not actually sort of out and out shiny or anything, but it's just got quite a nice sheen to it, and I just think it looks really nice. Yeah, I think it looks really lovely on that motif particularly. Yeah, so I think I preferred this one slightly more, to be honest. It's just got a little bit more drape to it, and yeah, slightly nicer to work with. But then I'm not really used to using Aran weight cotton, to be fair, so it may just be that. But yeah, I really like this one, and again, you've got a nice range of beautiful colours to choose from. So yeah, very much like that one. And then last but not at all least is the 100% Blue Face Leicester. This is an Aran weight one. So I've got two lovely colours here. 50 gram gets you 100 meters. And this one, yeah, see again, another one where it says, so it says 7mm needles for an Aran weight yarn. That seems big needles to me. But it is lovely and fluffy, and I don't know if you can see, it's got a sort of little bit of a halo to it. It's got a lovely sort of fluffiness to it. It's very smooshy and soft, and actually not too bad on the itchy factor either. And for 100% wool, that's pretty good. So yeah, so nice and soft. So I really like this one actually. So I made a couple of motifs up in this one as well. I think this one, yeah, it's just lovely to work with. Slips over the hook quite nicely. Puffs up very nicely, as you can see, in these lovely sort of puff stitches. Sort of fills them out really nicely. Yeah. not sure what else to say about it really. It's nice. Bland words ahoy. No, it's just yeah, it was a sort of pleasant experience to use it and to work with it, and I really like that it's got that sort of, perhaps you can see it a little bit more there, you know, the sort of, it's kind of got the woolliness to it, and that it's fluffy and it's got sort of a halo. I don't know if you can sort of see it through the holes maybe, or it's all sort of fuzzy. Yeah, it's got a nice fuzziness to it without it being sort of too scratchy. Well, it's not at all scratchy, but without it being itchy is what I meant. Yeah, it's still nice and soft. So I really like that one as well. Yeah, so that one was the 100% Blue Face Leicester. Hasn't got a particular name. Yeah, so really good. So I don't know if you've tried them before. I've never tried them before. I have seen them about. But yeah, I think that would be really nice for sort of warm things in come autumn, winter, wouldn't it? A nice fluffy, squishy Aran for things to wear. Make a really nice cardigan as well, I think, and sweaters and things. Nice. And this one, I think, well, it looks beautiful in motifs as well. I mean, all sorts of things, garments and things, I always think are quite nice in cotton because they sort of drape quite nicely. Yeah, so thank you ever so much to Three Bears Yarns for letting me try those, and I hope you'll go along and check out. They have got some really gorgeous colours, which obviously is top priority in winning me over, quite frankly, is going to check out the colours. They had some nice, sort of a nice range, kind of a mix of nice subtle but bright shades and sort of a little bit more sophisticated. You know, they've got a really nice sort of dusky peach, not just a, you know, bright garish peach. Sort of really nice shades they've picked out. So, very important, I think. So yeah, pop along to Three Bears Yarn and check those out and have a play yourself maybe. So that's what I've done. I have done one other thing, but I'm going to come back to that. And so I'll show you my work in progress. So I've got a couple of works in progress, but I can't show them to you all because I'm doing a bit of secret squirrel work at the moment. But I'll show you this one. Because I can. So, yarn, first of all. Isn't that awesome? So this is one of my Biff Sugar yarns that I showed you quite recently. This is the circus one, and I'm kind of all kinds of in love with it really, because it's just beautiful. So it kind of looks basically green, but it's got sort of nice aqua tones in there, and pinks and yellow, and oh, it's just gorgeousness. The colour is, the camera is struggling with it slightly. But I'll pop a picture in show notes as well so you can see it and hopefully get a better look at its gorgeousness. And it feels amazing. It's a merino nylon mix, but you would never tell it had nylon in it actually. This isn't displaying this to the best of its ability, is it really? Let's pop it on a little soft blocker. Sorry, banging needles. Right, here we go. Show you that side. Rather beautiful. It's looking a slightly different colour on the camera. I guess kind of darker. It seems like there's more contrast when I'm filming it. I don't know if it'll settle down when I've actually get it exported onto the old computer. But yeah, I'm loving it. Look at that slip stitch here. See, strangely the colours look better there, more true to life than they do here, which is a bit weird. But yeah, this looks very true to life, this bit here. So the pattern I'm using is by the lovely Lily of Nordic Stitches. This is her beachfront socks. So she's doing a range, or she may have done them all actually, a range of patterns, sock patterns called, and it's going to be called, or it is called, do you notice I'm having trouble with the old talking today? What's new? It is called Summer Shorties. So it's a collection of shorty sock patterns. So on her pattern, the cuff is here, it's right down here, and then you start the heel flap immediately. But I kind of quite like this pattern, so and also I generally wear my socks in winter. I don't really wear sort of socks other times, so I don't think I'd really wear shorties so much. And I like my hand knit socks to be nice warm socks. So yeah, so I wanted the leg basically, is what I'm saying in far too many words. So yes, I did a leg. I don't think she had the twisted rib in the pattern, but I did that because I thought it would look quite nice with it, and it sort of mirrors the slip stitch heel quite nicely. Yeah, I just like this little sort of ridged wave that we've got. I didn't bother to put it on the back as well because kind of couldn't be bothered, to be honest, because it has got, you know, there's some purling in there and everything. Imagine the effort of having to do purling. Oh, I know. So yeah, so I thought I'd just do it on the front and not do it on the back. Let me just sort of slide it round so you can kind of see. It's not going to work, is it? But I'll just show you the front spread out so you can see the whole of how the front patterning will look. That's what I'm trying to show you. There we go, like that. So it's two little ridges of sock. I just really like it. I really like the effect of it. Looks really pretty. This little row of holes. Lily did hers with some contrasting cuffs and heels, which look really pretty as well. And I did think about doing that, but in the end I just decided that this yarn was so pretty on its own. It didn't need anything else. Yeah, so I'm enjoying making those. And the next section is patterns in progress. So this is where I'll talk about the other done thing. So the other done thing is this. I've made a little necklace. Doesn't sit very well on this, but I just wanted to show you today. Yeah, so it's my little bluebird. So I did this pattern for a magazine quite a few years ago now. Just a little motif. And the original pattern was for 3 different sizes, which I just created the different sizes with holding yarn strands together. So just 1 strand, 2 strands and 3 strands. But I've made it up here just to test in different thicknesses. So this was an Aran weight. It's a double knit and a 4-ply. I think originally in the magazine they kind of had a 3 flying ducks type idea going on, but I think it works better just as a little brooch or a little motif. It's a little swallow really, I suppose it is. I always call them bluebirds because I made them in blue, but I guess it's kind of based on a summery swallow flying along. It's kind of even got a little eye there, which you can't see at all. Oh, there we are. Can you see? You can just see through. You could open it up and emphasise that a bit more if you wanted to. So it's got its little beak and a little eye and its wings and its tail. This is another little one I made. And what did I make this one in? I think this was just 4-ply as well, but I just used a tighter hook. Just to show you, yeah, they are quite similar. I wanted to make up a little thread one as well, and then just crochet thread, see how tiny that would come out, but I thought this was about sort of right for a necklace. So yeah, so I've just stiffened this one with PVA on the back, so I just pinned it out and painted it with PVA. I gave it a couple of coats to sort of try and make it nice and rigid because I wanted it to hang. And this necklace actually came with something else hanging on it. It was actually in the kids section, so they had a little sausage dog and they had a little unicorn. I think it was like buy two and you got one free, so I got a sort of sausage and a unicorn. Sausage for me and a unicorn for baby girl. And so the free one I sort of turned into something else. But I'm sure you can buy the chain and everything, can't you, separate? So I just unpinched the little jump rings and threaded them through his little beak and his tail to make a little necklace. Yeah. So the reason I'm talking about that now in Patterns in Progress is because this was a little pattern. I was just going to pop it up on the blog. So it'll just be free because it's only a free little motif. But I think it would look quite nice as a brooch or just a applique on things. I was thinking on like a bag. Oh, let's just show off all the dog hairs on my bag. Mmm, tasteful. Yeah. So you could sort of just applique it on things, might look quite nice. Yeah, so that'll be a free pattern and it will be on the blog. It's not on there yet, okay? I will try and get it on there. I'm aiming for next week. That's the plan. But yeah, just keep an eye on the blog. You can just, if you go over to there, over to my website and click on the the blog link at the top, you know, in the sort of top menu or in the top corner if you're on a mobile device. So if you go to the blog first, then there's a little bit where you can subscribe. So if you just pop your email address in, then it will go into your inbox whenever, so you don't have to worry about keep checking back or anything if you don't want to. But yeah, I shall get it up on there some point soon, so coming soon, so you can do whatever you like with it really. But yeah, if you want, I've put all the I've put a little bit about how to stiffen it in the pattern as well, so just, you know, painting on the back ready with PVA. There's not much more to it than that, but I have made a note of that in there, so you don't have to worry about remembering. That was it for that. I've got quite a few other patterns on the go, but there isn't really a lot to say. I might try and get some out over summer because I've just got a few little freebie bits and some kind of cheaper ones that I did for magazines, so they're perhaps not quite as filled out as my patterns normally are. You know, they won't have the charts and the photo tutorials and all the sort of extra bits and bobs, but it will still be a full pattern, obviously, a full written pattern. Don't always need extra bits and bobs anyway, do you, depending on what type of pattern it is, if it's quite simple. But yeah, so I might try and get those up if I can, so it might be worth popping along to the blog to subscribe in case I manage to do that, but you know what school holidays are like. So we'll see how it goes. And then incoming goodies, I haven't got any incoming goodies, as I said, so that will be, I'm sure I'll have more when we next speak because I'll be able to show you all my Fibre East goodies. Yeah, so that'll be good. Are you going to Fibre East? It's in Ampthill, which is in Bedfordshire. So it's sort of between Luton and Bedford, if you know the area. So yeah, it's definitely worth a visit. It's a lovely festival. And I'm going on the Sunday, so maybe I'll see you there. Yeah, so the other thing I was just going to quickly say is I've got my lovely Battenberg blanket out again. I got it out the other day. We actually had a cooler day, so I thought, yay, I can do some work on it. Yeah, and I laid sort of a few squares out, but I only got about, well, I don't think I even got them attached, did I? I think I just picked them up again because it was then turned hot and I didn't have time to do it, and yeah. So I won't go into all of the detail because I have shown you this before, but hopefully this will have grown and I can show you more when I come back after the summer. Yeah, can't wait to do some more work on this. I've seen a few popping up on Instagram and everything, and Who started one? Oh, Jules from So Sweet Violet was showing hers, and she's got like grey in her alternate squares, so that looks really subtle and beautiful. So that's really nice. So yeah, so I just thought I would tell you a little bit about the pattern for this. So the square pattern is on my blog. I've got on the patterns page, I've got a blanket section. So if you go to that, there's a picture of this on there, and if you go to that page it will have the link. So I've got a link to this square motif, which is just a basic granny square, but it shows you how to do them like I do them. And the reason why I've put that on there is because of the joining. So the joining for this is I've come up with a way to join as you go, but it's crocheted. So you don't have to, it's like a crochet together, so you get that nice sort of stitched through look on the front, which I really love. And you don't have to sew them together to get it. So many squares, who wants to sew them all together? No one. So yeah, so it's like sort of crocheting them together, but I've come up with a join as you go method for doing that. I've called it modular join. So join as you go, the modular join, but I've got a video tutorial for that on this channel, but I've got a link to that on the blog as well. So what I did was I've made up loads of the colourful squares, and then I'm just using the white squares and joining to the ones around it each time when I add the white squares in. So that's how I'm doing it. But I explain it all in the video, how to sort of arrange it all and get it all sorted. So yeah, I just thought that might be useful if you are thinking of starting one, which I can highly recommend because it's like my most favourite project ever, which is why I really want to get to work on it again. Yeah, it just makes me happy. All these lovely little squares, all these little colours, using up all the last, because they only use a tiny little amount. Most of these colourful ones are less than 2 grams. And I think just because of the type of wool, these ones are slightly more than 2. But yeah, just sort of seeing them all pull together and just the effect I really like. I kind of like that you've got the checkerboard. So it's the Battenberg, by the way. The Battenberg blanket, I've called it, after the Battenberg cake. But yeah, I kind of like how you get that sort of Battenberg pattern, but also you get the diagonal pattern as well from the sort of little corner holes from all the squares. Yes, I think it's going to look amazing on my bed when it's all finished. It's going to be nice and big, so it's all going to hang down, and yeah, it just makes me happy inside. It really does, working on that. So I think that's probably it from me today. I haven't got any vloggy stuff to pop at the end today, so no doggy shots or pussycat shots, I'm afraid. Yeah, but hopefully next time, eh? But yeah, so that'll be it for me for a while. Like I say, I'll probably won't be back with another podcast until September, I would imagine. So I'll take a little break from the podcasting because it's just quite hard to fit that in around other things. But I might well pop some blog posts up. So yeah, if you follow me there, you might see something there, and also obviously little Instagram. I dare say I should be popping into that at some point, so I shall keep in contact with you all that way. And I hope you have a lovely summer, if it is summer where you are. And yeah, I shall see you next time. Bye! Right, sorry about that, I just had to go and shut the door because of noisy builders, eh Bert? And now he's kicking up. Yeah, so... And now there's a plane going overhead. Just gets better and better. I knew I should have recorded yesterday. It was quiet yesterday.